Welcome to the Cato Institute. I'm Ian Vasquez. I direct our Center for Global Liberty and Prosperity. It's been 4.5 years since the Rose Revolution initiated transformation of the politics and economics of Georgia. And although Georgia is a relatively late reformer, it's also become one of the post-socialist world's more successful reformer. Georgia has opened its economy to trade and investment, which has more than quadrupled in the last 4 years. It's reduced the size of its government bureaucracy, privatized state enterprises, and begun civil service reform. It implemented a 12% flat income tax, 1% lower than Russia's. It has been a pioneer in the reduction of bureaucratic regulations that make it difficult to start and maintain a business, and on and on. The results have been impressive. Growth has been over 9% per year on an annual average. Most international economic and political indicators show impressive progress. Georgia now ranks 44 out of 141 countries in the Fraser Institute's Economic Freedom of the World report. Freedom House's ranking of political and civil freedoms also shows measurable progress in Georgia. The World Bank's Doing Business report cites Georgia as one of the world's leading reformers. And Transparency International also shows that Georgia has reduced the level of corruption in the country. All of this has been done in a challenging domestic and international environment. Russia's aggressive attitude towards Georgia, for example, has resulted in an embargo on the country, and yet Georgia has somehow managed to continue to reform and to continue to grow. Last year's growth rate in Georgia was about 12.5%. Progress in Georgia, a difficult part of the world, is a testament to the power of the right ideas and the right policies and what they can accomplish in transforming politics and society. It is also a testament of the role that individuals play and the role that leadership plays in making the difference. I'm very pleased, therefore, to have one of those key individuals, Kakha Bendukidze, perhaps the driving force behind Georgia's reforms, with us today. Kakha is a remarkable person. He began his career in Russia as a biologist, a very successful one. When I met him 5 years ago, he was a very well-known and successful businessman in Russia, heading OMZ. In 2004, he left Russia and his business behind to help contribute to progress in his own country, Georgia, where he became the Minister of Economics. He has since been the State Minister for Reform Coordination and is now the head of the State Chancellery in Georgia. As you can hear, Kakha is a very versatile person, and I'm pleased to welcome him so that we can all hear about what has been accomplished and also the challenges that remain and the remaining agenda. Please help me welcome our very good friend, Kakha Bendukidze.
Thank you. First of all, I want to mention that I am not biting people, so from last rows you can welcome to sit here. Let me be quite short, and I'll prefer to have more questions and then answer on that question. So there was a lot of reforms. Any country coming from Soviet bloc needs a lot of reforms, and sometimes it's impossible to imagine how deep reforms you need. So I'm most focused here on economic reforms, but I want to say that there was some other reforms I can just mention later, like education and others. And the ideology of our reforms was going through making everything private as much as possible, having small government as much as possible, deregulating, that means, and that was I think that some innovation that we decide to liberalize our market, open our society unilaterally, which sometimes is not an idea about that. What means unilateral liberalization? It means that we are not waiting other countries when they decide to reduce, for example, custom duties. If they want to torture their citizens, it's their business. If they, unfortunately for us, want to have very sophisticated visa regimes for our citizens, it's our problem, but we cannot pay to their citizens the same. So that's the way how we do a lot of things. For example, we make for more than 50 nations, there is no visa requirements in Georgia. For example, if you are American, if you are Ukrainian, if you are Uzbek, if you are Swiss, if you are Canadian or South Korean, you can come and you don't require any visa. The Georgian citizens in those countries most of those countries require visa, but we cannot pay symmetrically, and it has very good result on, for example, on tourist inflow, not only tourists but on tourists also. So it was. I think it's one of the people said it's fastest growing destination, maybe. Or we have no quotas on we have no quotas on import or export. We significantly simplify our custom duty system, custom tariff system, having 16 different bands or rates, and the going up to 35% of some of the items. We have now 3 rates: 0, 5, and 12, and we are using 0% rate for 90% of goods. And we have 12 and 5% rates. It was some result of political compromise, no rationals behind, of course, on some agricultural products and construction materials. And the effective rate, based on custom statistics, is 0.62%. It is one of the lowest average rates globally. Among leaders are Singapore, Hong Kong, Macau, and Georgia. But, for example, Singapore, they reduced their import duties. Under the WTO agreement, you have 2 types of import duties, so-called actual and bounded. Bounded means that if you reduce bounded duties, you cannot then increase them. It's impossible. You notify WTO Secretariat, and that's irreversible thing. So Singapore reduced actual duties, but they have quite high, 7%, something like that, bounded duties. So it means that they can increase in some circumstances. We reduce bounded duties, so it's irreversible. It's kept by WTO agreement. And the customs tariff, which is collected by customs service, is 0.3% of GDP. So that means that there is no any real obstacle for import, and our market is really open. Another barrier to market entry is technical requirements, and the different countries are trying to develop their own technical requirements. Sometimes those technical requirements are let's say, forbidding any good to go to that market. So we decide not to. We cannot now pay hundreds of millions of dollars in the 5 years to develop some Georgian technical requirements. We don't want to join any developed country technical requirements, because that means that we'll kill our industry, will kill significant part of import which is coming from other countries. So we decide just to equalize developed country technical requirements and our neighboring country technical requirements to our national technical requirements. So they all are legal. They can be legally accepted, legally used in Georgia, and there is national treatment for all those type technical requirements. And it is more than 40 nations, actually. So what was the also we try to reduce